All right, welcome back. Season 3, Challenger League, round of 32, Group A. This is the second match that we're watching, but technically I guess you could call it the third match because we had a forfeit on behalf of some ill-fated Zerg. But now we come into a Terran versus Zerg on Overgrowth. Lullaby, who took the last game against his own teammate, is now spawning in the top right-hand corner. He is from Brazil. He is yellow, representing 440 Gaming. It is Lullaby. Now hold on. Before you introduce Quakecomm, I want you... Have you listened? You've listened to National Public Radio, right?
Of course.
Okay. You need to give me your best National Public Radio host.
Oh, okay. So
you know how they sound, right? Like, oh, we've got Lullaby here.
Love. In the teal. From FXL. We have our Zerg player, Quakecomm.
Oh, that's very nice. That was well done.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And Quakecomm is opening gasless. He's not going for any sort of funkiness early on, looking to get his macro stuff going on. So we are seeing 2 Reapers come out. He's got two guys queued up for his barracks there. And we were talking about in the break, essentially, what it takes to... Because I'm Diamond, and my co-caster here with me. By the way, I'm Tyrannus. And my co-caster is Metric.
Hello.
Say hello. Yep. And we were talking about what it takes to get into the next league, because I feel like if you've frequented the forums like Team Liquid or All Things Terran or Reddit, StarCraft, there's always those people who are like, guys, I swear to God, I'm in gold, but I feel like I'm in platinum. I feel like I'm playing diamonds and I'm winning sometimes. Like, why am I not in platinum? Like, what's it take? And they're always asking, like, what's the trick? There's a trick that I don't know. And you just play more games.
Play more games, guys. That's what it comes down to. When I first wanted to be like, you know what, I'm going to play this game seriously. I'm going to get some masters up in here. I just played games. I played like anywhere from 20 to 40 games a day when I had the time. And that did it. 2 months later, that did it.
You went from plat to masters fairly quickly then?
Yes, sir. No coaching, nothing. Just dedication to the game, improving myself, and getting that shiny border.
So, okay, we are talking about, what it takes to get into the next league here, but we do have these Reapers coming out. Oh, he loses 1 to drones. Not the biggest thing you want to, or he lost to the Queen, rather. So we went gasless from the Zerg. He has no drones on the gas, so no speed. These Reapers are kind of free reign for a little bit.
Just putting those drones on gas now. Needs to hit that inject, but other than that, he's doing okay.
I mean, a little bit of a supply block, kind of. He's not.
Ooh,
really...
that Reaper got the creeps tumor too. Nice.
That's a big pickup, especially early game, because obviously the energy from your early queens, you want to be hitting your injects. Even though he's got 3 queens out right now, any sort of energy wasted on queens, that's the sort of thing that StarCraft can culminate and expand into. If you lose a little bit of energy here and then you lose a drone there, it compounds throughout the game.
Absolutely.
We do have 3 CCs and Hellion production on the way. So Lullaby last game played 2 games of Mech and 1 game of Bio, lost his game of Bio, which actually was on this map, but it was against a teammate. So I feel like the games were a little different than what we would have normally expected, because in certain parts of this game he was able to really see what was coming, and he's playing, I think, a much more standard sort of flash TVZ opener, Hellion Reaper into 3CC.
Yep, definitely. We got the Hellion Harass going on. He's actually going to be able to shut down these 3 creep tumors if he wants to here. Takes out 1, takes out the second one, takes out the third one. Perfect. Denying all the creep. Actually, one of them got canceled, so he's able to spread it again.
He's going to get another one.
Nice.
This is big in the game. Creep is such a huge thing in TVZ, especially if you're going to play standard. And he's researching stim, so probably bio play, at least in the short term part of this game coming out. So creep is a huge deal. Obviously vision, obviously your units move faster on it. But it's not just that. You work spreading creep into your build. It's a part of your rhythm as a Zerg player, and if you disrupt that, a lot of lings he's made here. That's kind of the response, I think. He's like, I need this creep out, so I'm going to make a lot of lings and deny that. But the Terran player kind of knowingly pulls back until he's got his healthy group of 6 Hellions there, which can pretty much deal with groups of lings. I don't know how big, if he can deal with this big group. And they're morphing into Banelings. What do you see coming?
Baneling bust, definitely. He's going to go for the lair. He's going to try and get a little bit of tech behind it, but honestly, I think that's all right. At this stage, he hasn't taken too much damage. He did deny the creep a bit, so he's feeling uncomfortable taking a normally timed third. So he's just going to go for a Baneling Bust. He's just going to go for the aggression. If he gets a surround on these Hellions, this is going to be huge. He's going to get the surround, at least deny them from getting into this base here.
Oh god, but he does have Widow Mines and bunkers back home. He instantly evacuates the Marines into the second bunker. They're going to bust down their initial wall. Those 2 mines... Oh, he takes on the second bunker, and the Marines aren't in the third bunker, so the mines are useless right now because the Lings are able to run past them into the middle line. Actually not getting as much done as I thought they would, and Zerg player's not really putting anything behind this, is he?
Yep, the Terran player actually responded to this really well. 3 bunkers behind was a little bit much of the investment. He could have just done 1, maybe 2 if he was really feeling uncomfortable, but pulling the Marines out of that initial bunker and then the Banelings breaking into it and basically just a waste of Banelings was really big, and the Widow Mines didn't even have to go off to actually hold this, so I think the Terran's up a little bit in favor right now. Third base only just coming up for the Zerg player.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go a lot worse. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, silver, I got how to deal with Baneling Busts. Okay, platinum, now, okay, wait, people can still Baneling Bust me. And it's like the Baneling Bust is back in the meta. It's I mean, it never really left, but it's certainly back in fashion, as it were. And I don't think that got, close to what Quakecomm necessarily wanted it to do. At this stage of the game, is it healthy to be behind in supply as a Zerg versus Terran?
It's not, I wouldn't say healthy, but it's expected. You didn't have that third base. You didn't do damage with the Baneling Bust. So I mean, honestly, if you are behind, it's not going to be too huge of a deal. But as long as you're comfortable catching up to the Terran, that's really where this game's going to be affected.
So you don't think he's at a point where he needs to make economic damage? You think if he drones up and hits his larva? Oh, he's going to deny the third. No, he doesn't. Okay,
wow.
So the animation was down.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen that before. Have you seen that where the animation goes down, but the orbital? So the orbital was in the animation of landing.
That's cool. Okay, that must have been it then. Because if the orbital is in the animation of landing, it's considered landed.
It's going to go ahead and land beforehand. These are little. You learn something new.
Oh no, yeah, because even if you get a Ling under there, if it's in the animation of landing,
does the Ling let out a horrible cry and just get squished?
It moves.
It moves to the side?
Yeah.
That's a little unfortunate. I feel like they missed an opportunity there to have a really fun death animation.
But it actually has to be floating over exactly the square and in the process of landing. It can't be decided to land there.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we do have moderate creep spread. At this point in the game, I feel like his creep spread should be a lot better. He's going to lose his scouted overlord, so he does see this push coming. It is a 2 medevac, bunch of Marines, and 6 Widow Mine push. He's going to go ahead and morph those Hellions into Hellbats. The Banelings coming off creep a little bit. Let's see if the splits are good enough. The Baneling's actually getting a lot of really good hits. Only 2 Middle Mines left. He is actually able to keep some of his Marines alive. A lot of Marines, actually. He's got a lot of Banelings and Lings back home, though. Ooh, how do you see this going?
For one, I wouldn't have creep spread directly into the Marines' faces, but it was kind of nice because it did keep the Marines there, and then the Lings and Banelings came and kind of swept into them. So it could have done a little bit more damage there. But I think it's fine right now for the Zerg. He's slowly catching up in supply, but Terran's on 3 base already, and Zerg hasn't even considered taking a 4th base, and that's really something you absolutely need to do. Those Widow Mines hit amazingly on the Banelings there. Baneling misses a good connect, and he's going to be able to shut down the Overseers as well. And honestly, at this point, 3 bases with that many production, he can start streaming across his units, and I'm hoping that's what he does.
Yeah, he needs to keep pushing. This is one thing that I actually have trouble with myself, is smelling blood in the water and knowing when you have the opportunity. A lot of times you think, oh, Zerg, he's definitely has to have a big batch of mutas behind there. Obviously, casters and viewers can see the supply. We know that his army isn't necessarily comparable. They're even on upgrades. And Medevac's healing Marines, if you have good splits off creep, tend to favor Terran at this level of play. He is going to go ahead and peek in at the 3rd. Banelings and Lings come in. Those Widow Mines are going to have to get good hits. Actually, really good splits from the Banelings there to dodge. And now we have good splits coming in from the Marines here. This definitely went in favor of the Terran player as we see split off creep. More Banelings coming in there. Are they going to get hits? They're actually really able to.
There's enough Banelings there, yeah.
Yeah, if you have 20 Marines splitting against 20 Banelings.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Eventually.
That one Widow Mine almost got a shot off. Oh, he sees it. Oh. Kills him.
Got 1 Muta. Which, to be fair, at this point in the game, can be a bit of a big deal because you're trying to get your Muta pack, alive and healthy. One thing I really like. Go ahead.
I would say, to be fair, against Marine Widow Mine, Mutas are just hard to use.
they're more so a pressure and aggressor
Yeah,
unit.
you need to
because you're trying
have
keep,
like 5 to 8 of them harassing, and not like with the army.
at least, and you want them keeping your Terran opponent back at home.
Yeah.
Here they come. He's going to do some more splits coming back. The Widow Mines get both friendly fire and enemy hits, but the Marine splitting is pretty good, and more units
Oh,
streaming
the
across.
Banelings, come on.
Are they able, this looks pretty good favor of the Zerg player. Actually able
He's
to
got a
find-
couple more Banelings there. Wow.
And
I
the
did not
Widow
expect that
Mines-
to happen.
The Widow Mines got a couple of good shots off, but I think in the end they got a little bit
Yeah.
more friendly fire than they expected because of how close to the creep the engagement was.
Yeah, definitely. And those Lings definitely walking past the Marines for a little bit there. For the first engagement was the good decision because those Widow Mines just shot off on all of them as well.
Well, it wasn't an A move. That was a command move, and then to attack. One thing I do like from the Zerg is we're now seeing the Overlord spreading its creep at every expansion the Terran can take right now. Which you think, oh well, he's already saturated 3 bases. How big of a deal is that? As every little advantage that you can peek out of the game at this point in time is going to pay dividends in some form or another.
Yeah, definitely. And at this point, I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much about the Mutalisks like I've been saying, but if you can get a big like Baneling hit off and like crush like the huge portion of his army, you can retake this game pretty rapidly as Zerg, because Marine Widowmine is not something you can really like repopulate with efficiency, because Marines just crumble if there's just small amounts of them. If there's big amounts of them, their DPS is insane, but
yeah, it's almost like the Marine is the Muta equivalent on ground in a certain way.
Right.
But I think what the big thing is here is he's got 12 medevacs on the field, and the Mutas are honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, they're more so to take out those medevacs at the end of an engagement. The Mutas are there to clean up the heavy gas investment that Terran is going to put into those medevacs.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're going to use them with your main army. Well, now we've got 2 Thors. He's got a healthy dose of Marauders that he can push out in front of his army.
Zerg, I want him to take this engagement. I think it's going to be a good engagement if he gets the Lings on the surround. Good splits coming down from the Terran player, though.
Yeah, he needs to pull his Marines back a bit more. I think this is actually going to go in favor. The Marauders and the Thor soaking up a lot of those Baneling hits, and that went way in the favor of Terran. It looked almost good because he was attacking down the ramp. Now the Terran has got the ability to pressure this fourth. There's not really any drones there, but there's a Queen, and obviously losing the expansion is a little unhealthy at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and that definitely came down to Terran did a really great job leaving the Marauders there, leaving the Thors there, and the Zerg just didn't micro his Banes quite enough and hit the big tanky units.
Yeah, so the upgrades are in favor. We've got an armor advantage for the Terran. He is taking the fight on creep, able to stem and bring his Marines back. He's going to get some more splits here in the end. Those are really well done. Mutas are targeting Marauders, never really what they need to be doing. These Banelings are going to have to be canceled, and the Terran army is one good Baneling hit, but they're going to be able to shred those Mutas. The Thor in the back is providing support. Good game, well played, called, and all right, so sorry about that. I was interrupted by our great observer saber there, but no worries. Come back and do it. Starting up game 2, trying to take it 2-0, spawning in the bottom left. He's yellow. He is Brazilian. He's representing 440 Gaming. It is your Terran player, Lullaby.
And in the top right, in the Zerg, in the teal from FXL, it is Quakecomm.
And we have some shenanigans going on. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we had a little bit of an 888, except more of an 8811. Got the double barracks coming up. We got these Marines coming out. He's going for the aggression. He just wants to take this game. He's like, look, if I 2-0 this, I don't have to worry about a couple games for now. And that's what he wants. He wants to take a break, I think, and this is what he's really just trying to do. And this I don't think this. Let's see. Yeah, this barrack. Neither of these bunkers have been scouted. This one's about to get scouted. But there's a Marine already on the field, and Zerg is like, oh, gotta make a spine crawler.
So if you didn't know, Lullaby is out of the group if he wins this. We were talking about whether he was going to go buy our mech, and it seems like Lullaby says, you know what, I don't even want to do either of those things. I want to bunker rush you. We do have a spine crawler going down, but it was kind of a worst-case scenario for the Zerg player as opposed to going... The worst thing he could have done was gone 3-hatch. He does have Lings out that might get the surround on. The one bunker providing support, and he's going to finish it and get one Marine in there.
That's going to be enough. And he's got 2 Marines in the other one.
Now
he's just going to be able to come over here. Yeah.
And repairing. So this isn't absolutely lost from the Zerg player yet. He still has a Queen on its way. 2 SCVs are repairing for the Terran player. But, okay, talk us through it as a Master Zerg. What's going through your mind right now?
more or less panic. He's making the Baneling nest, which I like. He's got the Lings, and honestly, you know, the Banelings are going to be what helps the most. But finishing the Spine Crawler is pretty big too. Spine Crawlers do outrange your bunker, and he's only got 3 Marines, and hopefully the Zerg knows it. Oh well,
Yeah,
4
so
Marines now.
We call it a proxy barracks, but the barracks are actually pretty far away as the Lynx come in here. Spinecrawler now burrowing. He's going to have to cancel that forward bunker. The Lynx might be able to get a good surround here. I don't think this is going to go too well for the Terran player. He does have that the rear bunker supporting, but he's going to lose the bunker and he's going to have to evacuate coming off creep. And the whole point of this obviously is to cancel the hatch to take it out after it's finished, and it doesn't look like it's going to really pay dividends here. Both of them are supply blocked. We had an earlier supply block. I should mention that Lullaby was stuck at 1919, and you said, oh, he's got 2 Marines, he's got 3 Marines. That's because he was supply blocked early on, and it really made a big difference. He wasn't able to get the numbers out that the devastating 8, 9, what have you, more Marines out than he needed.
Take this fight though. He keeps pushing here, but that's not the thing you want to do. Bouncing back and forth with the Marines is all the Marines want you to do, because they can shoot at you the entire time you're moving.
Yeah, the Marines need to target the Spinecrawler. If they get it before it burrows, they're going to actually target the Queen. Now the Banelings are morphing. This is actually fairly close. I think once the Banelings are done and out of the field...
6 Banelings isn't enough.
Now he sees the Baneling, so he's going to target or go back?
He can take out a few of them, and then if he splits his Marines up here a little bit, now there's not enough Banelings to even kill the bunker. He's going to transfer to that one, salvage it, But I mean, even so, look how much damage he's done. He can only produce Lings right now, really. He has to make a couple Banelings, and if the Marines micro incorrectly, the Banelings can clean them up. And it looks like he's actually going to back out of this right now.
Yeah, so I think in terms of where this has gone, this is just kind of mellowed the game out. I think Lullaby went for it, and it didn't necessarily work out, and Quakecomm was like, hold up here, this is not how this game is going. So a really good hold. I think in terms of bunker placement, it couldn't have gone much better. The only thing that I think he could have done maybe was the supply block was the big difference, I think, in the engagement, because he was at 19-19 for a little bit, and like we were talking about, where's the Marine numbers? I think it was held back by the supply block for a little bit. Yeah.
Luckily, he did get salvage on that bunker, it looked like. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, he really got as much of it as he could, and now he's going to wall up here.
75 minerals is 75 minerals, and the Zerg smells it out. He's already got speed, which is a really big deal because he's going to get in here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, is he? Oh,
nice.
But he can target.
Does he have an army, though? Yeah, he does. He's got Marines. He needs to bring those Marines down. He needs to bring those Marines down. Oh, if those Lings get in.
He's going to get it. He's coming in.
All right, he decided the Lings are going to get in. So he's going to raise the wall, raise the wall. No!
Oh, wow. Holy cow. He's got 3 Banelings, though, and he's morphing more on the low ground. This is exactly the counter that we needed to see out of Quakecomm. Quakecomm not going down so easily. He's going to lose the supply depot. It's not going to supply block him, but he's actually pulling drones as well. Do you think he's going to proxy hacks? He's going to No.
No, he's just going to go for it. He's
pulling the boys.
All he needs to do here, and this is going to be really amazing, if he busts into this, if he gets the bust in, these drones, if there's even a single opening,
oh my god, that was such a sick
he's going to be able to mineral float.
Did you see the wall? That was such a sick wall. He's not okay, he's got 2 Banelings that are still filtering through the army, but okay, the supply depot on the... No way, GG called.